Okay, I think we might be here. Let's see if this is working like it should be. Oh, this is good. This is good. All right. I'm still learning how to use this stuff. So, bear with me. I appreciate your patience. I'm going to do a little adjustment here to make sure everything is up and running. We're going to do a little update on the market, and largely because there's been some slight changes. All right. But I want to get a couple of things ready. Let's get the sound right. Uh, and if you have any suggestions about, if I should get some intro music or, some background stuff, let me know. I will definitely take all suggestions into consideration. Let's start with some of the conversation with the family members of federal employee about how there was talks in 2020 about the former and now future president or, president-elect cutting federal workers' pay and adjusting it along with the Social Security. Meaning, if you were getting, let's say, $3,000 a month for a government pension, and then let's say $2,500 a month for Social Security, $5,500 a month sounds pretty nice. But this was proposed as a way to cut deficit spending. And a way they would do it would say, well, because you're getting 3,000 from your government pension, you should only get 500 from your Social Security. So this is what they were talking about. Or they would invert it, lessen your pension, and then, you get your full Social Security. So this is going to be an issue that's going to come up. And considering someone like Elon is coming in to do this government efficiency, I mean, this is something that they're going to try and put into consideration. So all that to say, if you're thinking that government work is going to be a good backup, it might be, but that pension system, it won't be, or it might not be. And at this point, you have to look at how am I going to get it in the private sector? What does that actually look like? And so that is to say that you need to get your skills up, find out what's hot in the market, train up for it, and get your resume updated, get your speech ops updated, and be ready to communicate, interview, and sell yourself as the best qualified person for a position. You need to make that money. So this goes into the 35-day shutdown. Shows that a lot of people who were living check to check were government workers, right? A lot of those people would be making decent salaries. Let's say high five figures, low six figures. They're at the GS 8, 9, 10, and they're going to, whatever step they are, they're making decent money. But a lot of people don't make that much money. And the DMV area is a lot more expensive than you think. And there's also talks of moving some of those federal offices out of the DMV area, which I think they did for land management to Colorado. All right. So the Trump budget proposed elimination of COLA for federal employees with a reduction of 0.5% for CSRS employees and an elimination of the FERS special retirement supplement for those who retire before they're eligible for Social Security. So proposes lowering annuity calculation, so a basic change from high 3 to high 5 of earning years. Ooh. So that's not as bad as it sounds, but some of those people who had that nice, 3 years at the very end don't want to work another two, they might have to aim down a little bit. So there's been earlier proposals to cut at least 148.9 billion over the next 10 years. That's not a lot, but it'll add up. 75,000 per federal employee. As the nation's largest employer, with 85% of its workforce located outside Washington, D.C., this would decimate the pay and retirement of security of residents in local economies across the country. I agree with that. There's a lot of people who work for the Fed who live all over the place. Some of them work remotely, but some of them work at regional offices that do a lot of work because the government does have to do a lot of stuff that private industry really doesn't want to take on. I mean, just something as simple as the post office it costs. It does not have a profit center. I mean, there are profitable areas of it, but to be able to deliver mail and extend the communication reach of your government that far, it's not a private enterprise thing. So you could see the private, this is going to be in the description and you'll be able to read into this and the official press release, but be aware of this. This is going to be something that you're going to have to worry about. All right, going into the job market, right? My prediction, Q4 is wrapping up. There's really 6 weeks left until the end of the year. At this point, you're going to see what is coming is going to start picking up in late January, mid to late January. And you're really going to see whatever is allocated as far as budgets, headcount, and timetables is going to be that point. Right now, everybody is on or getting ready for Thanksgiving vacation, and they're basically going to half step it. I mean, if you're doing, more technical stuff, you're going to have your sprint cycles, and you're going to do all your story points and everything. But people are going to be checked out for the rest of the year. So at this point, upskill, reskill. If you're already on path, keep going. Get your certifications. Get ready. Get your resume updated. All right. So job market, let's see. Navigating the job application and getting your career off the ground can be tricky, especially if you're uncertain of whether position you're interested in is still open. Yeah, most of it is internal hires or references. Make matters worse, the labor market is pretty tight now with unemployment remaining low at around 4.1%, which should be on employee side. All right, for the month of October. As for total job openings, they've actually declined slightly over the past year, down to 1.9 million from September, and now sitting around 7.4 million total openings. So it's a tough market, and they're trying to make it more tough for laborers, right? Just goes into look at the company's website, job postings to confirm the position is still listed. Organizations update their listings regularly, while some posts they'll leave old ones up there, so that you don't even know if that's right. So figure out the contact method. Honestly, LinkedIn is the best way to go about it. If you're applying directly, go through the company website portal, send an email, HR, get your resume, cover letter, have a nice sample cover letter, and then modify it for the job. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do. God, these ads are crazy. Yeah, this is a bad one, but this is like if this is very, very basic. And then follow up. Yeah, you can follow up if you want to, but I really think they know what they want to do. And then seeing if it's still available, provides clarity, saves you time and effort. Yeah, that's true. Even if the role is no longer available, your professionalism may leave a positive impression. Who knows? Yeah, this is basic boilerplate stuff, right? I'm going to keep moving. I want you to get a grasp of like a lot of this stuff is filler. And so you're really not going to get much out of this. So, okay, so this is, let me reshape this. Give me a second. Let me reshape this. Hold on. Hold on. I think this might be a little bit better. Yeah. Okay. So in 2020, the pandemic nucleated on an unemployment rate that hadn't been seen since 1948. Yeah, a war effort will do that. From 3.5% in February to a grim 14.8% in April. The number of unemployed workers jumped to a staggering total of 23.1 million. So this year, there have been 1,000 tech layoffs with 225,000 newly employed individuals. So about 730 firings a day. That's bad. Here's the thing, though. Tech job market has expanded. A lot of it's because they've reallocated funds to focus on different projects. So they want to move a lot of legacy stuff off of those platforms and try and upgrade because they think there's going to be better security, which there will be, and there'll be better efficiency, which there will be, and there'll be cost savings. That's debatable. There's going to be interesting things going on with that. This software veteran, Jonathan Corrales, and finder at the Ready Aim interview, aims to bridge the gap. That's an advertisement. He's conducted an independent survey of 278 software technology job seekers to see that's a small sample size. So understand the effects of the mass layoff pandemic on a granular scale. So 150 men to 128 women, 19 to 60. For an independent scale, that's fine. Education ranges from high school to master's degree, and summarizes widespread feelings of alienation, distrust, fear, and self-doubt. Yeah, that's pretty much. With the median unemployment period of 5 months, individuals have overcome various mental hurdles to persevere through the often long and painful process of the job search. Yeah, so you never stop searching ever. You're always interviewing, seeing what's out there, seeing what people are into. Many surveys shared that 50% of available job sites are ghost jobs that don't exist. It feels like that, and it's probably true. A lot of them are also pressure testing to see how much employees are willing to tolerate as far as pay. Because you'll see a job posted for, let's say, 175K, they take a bunch of applicants. 150K, they still take a bunch of applicants. 125K, they still get a bunch of applicants. 100K, they see a drop. 85K, they see a significant drop. So they know sweet spot is somewhere in that 85 to 100, maybe 125. So they're pressure testing to see what people will tolerate. Viable positions often drastically undervalued job seekers' worth, reporting salaries 20 to 40,000 lower than their previous. Boom. with thousands of applications a month, with one participant reporting almost 3,000 applications, with 365 rejections, 2,500 no responses. Job seekers find the emotional labor involved in handling each application round and eventual rejection is progressively dismantling their sense of self-worth. This is why you are always in the interview process. One, those skills never go away. And then two, you can keep moving on. Because if you have a position and you're interviewing for positions, you still know what's out there. You get a good sense of what can be available and you can say no to a bad offer, right? Have a sense of abundance when you're doing this. There's no way that you're going to pin all your hopes and prayers on one individual. You need to always be out there trying to figure it out. That's networking, that's meeting up, that's interviewing, all these different things. Keep your skills sharp, all of these skills, including interviewing. So individuals lose their jobs and suddenly become unable to maintain their or their family's livelihoods. I think that means I think they mean lifestyles here. Many participants reported that losing their jobs killed their confidence or morale. They were embarrassed about their perceived deficiencies or were shamed. They had to rely on other sources of income. Yeah, people see their worth in what they do. We are physical beings. This includes moonlighting and retail and service jobs, relying on family for borrowed income and temporary or meager unemployment benefits between jobs. Yeah, yeah. This is why. So I suggest you have you need to have your emergency fund, right? Like some people say 6 months. I think a year of your net salary that you need for expenses, right? So if your expenses are 4,000 a month, you need 48K in the bank, high interest savings account, ready to go. And then you need to figure out what expenses you want to cut. You know, you don't need Netflix. You need to be reskilling and upskilling. You can get a lot done in a year, right? I had a friend of the family. He had 3 years worth of expenses, high yield savings account. And this is back in the 90s, right? But he did not want to have that fear. So figure out how to do that. Job seekers. Okay, so this doesn't erase the need for job seekers to find fulfillment and provide for their families through financial security and stability through their work. Many participants joined the survey in the first place only to release the pressure they've been holding through months of their unemployment. Most participants wanted nothing in return for their participation. The only reason they signed up was to talk about their often harrowing experiences, right? So Jonathan is committed to making, so it looks like he wants to give this as a test for the people. What's going on, Beef and Brock? Just seeing you there. So this person is this is like a soft sell for their placement firm and giving the people who would be hiring kind of a sample of what's out there. But it basically makes a lot of candidates look weak. It makes them look like they have nothing else going, which they don't technically, but you need to be quiet as a mouse building your stuff. Don't let anybody see you coming. All right. Again, this will be in the description. To job vacancies. A lot of this is going to be repeating itself, but we're going to breeze through these a little bit more because I just don't want to be out here like this. So notable growth was observable in the United States, where vacancies for professional roles increased by 11%, and the UK saw a more modest rise of 4% vacancies. Woo. Canada and Mexico experienced much larger increases, with job vacancies by 18 and 22% respectively. So this is intensifying. So this could be, geopolitical changes, trade agreements. So this is like different countries are coming online. A lot more countries are having, more power. There's going to be flagging sales. People are less comfortable with spending money, especially in America, where we're a consumer economy. All right. So retail and consumer growth, good sectors saw significant gains with jobs at vacancies up 29%. Yeah, this is factories shutting down, followed by 15% in basic materials, 14% in technology, and 13% in healthcare. So high demand roles. Oof. Is it not showing? Hold on. Oh man. Hold on. Yeah, damn it. It was paused. I was wondering, why is this screen not updating? Give it a second. It should kick in. All right. Sorry about that. I moved to a different article. So a lot of these are repetitive, right? So there's job growth. Sorry, my screen sharing pause for some reason. I don't know what the hell that was. All right. We'll move on to the next one. All right. So hiring trends in 2025. This is going to be a basic boilerplate PR newswire for the next few, but some of them are going to have some insight. All right. So IT is going to be a driving force in reducing operating costs, right? making the workforce more productive, improving value streams. So you're going to see AI, you're going to see open source tooling, all these different things, right? So it's not, okay, let's go into this. The involvement in the process needs to be much more attractive, active to find the resources the teams need right now. More than anything else, it's not the shiny new roles we're looking to hire for. It's the on-prem network engineer and cloud architect. You need to drive business outcomes right now. It's a cybersecurity analyst. Boom. These are people going to save you costs so you don't get ransomed, right? So you're going to have to design a secure, available, reliable system, and then be able to deploy it and protect it and then fix it, right? So most organizations aren't sunsetting roles. Some are, but they're more trying to get those people to move up. This is what the conversations I've had. They want to retain talent and ensure that talent has the right skills and degree of competency in those skills. Yeah, I just had a conversation with a team that wants to move a bunch of stuff into the cloud, right? And so they have a bunch of .NET, Java, and SQL programmers, all like, hey, this works. This is it. We don't need to break it. And it's like, true, but you needed to keep functioning, and you don't want to have a bunch of technical debt when everything is moving a lot of cloud stuff. So you need to make hybrid systems, and you need to have these systems that have updates so that you can basically get these applications that can be on your on-prem, but then also have them translated through your cloud situation, right? Because you don't know when your data center might go down, and you need to be ready to go. And a couple of these companies have lost contracts worth, 20, 50, 100, $150 million that they could have gotten if they had the right security protocols, which comes baked into a lot of cloud stuff, or it can be configured with it. All right. So they want to make, all right, want to make every role from the CIO to service desk analyst more efficient and more engaging. That's I don't know what the hell that means. So IT hiring in 2025 is poised for some significant transformation, shaped by technological advancements, evolving workforce expectations, changing business needs. Yeah, that means that seems to me like new tools, AI, cloud, and then you're basically moving into the next generation, which is the current generation. So there's several drivers, technological advancements such as data-driven recruitment, AI, and automation. Right. This is what I work on. This is what I work on. Remote workers expanded the talent pool. Yes, beyond geographical boundaries, allowing employees to hire top talent from diverse locations. Yeah, better be in America. Diverse. You hire somebody in Idaho, hire somebody in South Carolina. You don't need to go overseas. Keep away from Romania, right? So skills-based hiring, right? This will focus more on specific skill sets, less on traditional qualifications. That means skills, not degrees. So if you don't have a degree, but you have your Kubernetes admin or a Kubernetes, security specialist, you're going to look good, right? So AI specialists who work across departments to deploy intelligent systems. Yeah, this is what I'm working towards. This will be my 1 year. Cybersecurity for ethical hackers, red team, blue team stuff. Cloud security specialists, yeah, that's more in my lane. In addition to protecting data, they also ensure that compliance with security standards, NIST, let's get it. Develop strategies to safeguard against emerging threats. Data analysts and data scientists who help the business leverage insight for strategic decision making. Yeah, there's a couple of data engineering courses I'm looking at, but I need a little more clearance, which should be coming over the next 2 weeks. And blockchain developers to build decentralized solutions. Yeah, I've been interested in getting into the blockchain, but that would be a side mission. That would be a very deep side mission. So organizations want to invest in training and development and embrace flexible work options. If they want to attract and keep top talent, yeah, this will be in conflict with RTO policies, which, yeah, a lot of people don't want to return to the office. Sorry, but like I'll eventually came up because I'm not doing anything crazy over here, but my office is differently structured where I basically have 2 desks that are back to back, and I don't want my work stuff on this. So I'm going to make them into an L shape. So I'll have like a little bit of space, and I won't get my professional or personal life too involved with this. And then you'll get to see my friendly face. I'm mostly friendlies. The layouts had a significant impact on the IT hiring landscape with increased competition for fewer roles, and companies now have access to a larger talent pool. It's in their favor now. Remember that Australian guy who said we need to get the companies back in line so we can get the employees back in line? This is what he was talking about. It's the big guy versus all the unorganized huddled masses. So companies are going to hire to start getting new R&D projects off the ground to become more competitive. Don't expect it to bounce back to pandemic or necessarily pre-pandemic levels. No, I don't. There was a lot of money out there and lower interest rates. So IT as a career and industry has reached a maturation point where hypergrowth will be more of an outlier, more of a 3 to 5% year-over-year growth. That seems reasonable. With fiscal responsibility becoming the expectation. Yeah, the days of Google being the cool hip place and stuff, that's done. I mean, they're antitrust level. All that stuff is, I mean, if you get with a risky startup, you might be able to have some fun and make some good money and then have some stock options. But a lot of these places are kind of set in stones for what they're going to do. So what's changing? Interest rates are higher than they have been in recent history, which influences companies' hiring practice. Costs money to hire people. Not surprisingly, AI has had an impact, making workforces more productive and reducing costs. Yeah, that means they can fire some people, but then they want you to work a little bit harder with it. They want you to use AI as a tool. Right? We use it in my office, but we have a specialized private one. So hiring has become more data driven, letting organizations better understand what time, full-time and contingent labor they need. And even during the pandemic, companies continued to hire. Yeah, even if they didn't have a plan for what the new talent would be doing. So this led to, you know what this is? This is a chance where you can go into the backlog and see if there's something you can do, right? Because they're not going to necessarily, they either have a plan or they want you to have a plan, how you can help. And so just be careful that you get a job where they don't tell you what to do. Don't just sit there twiddling your thumbs, all right? I mean, maybe the first day you can kind of, slow roll it and then, just wander into a couple of things. But yeah, get into the backlog, see if there's something that speaks to you. Say, hey, I'm going to tackle this, this, and this, and see what I can upgrade and what I can document. All right, just consider that. Okay, this led to hoarding of employees and spending countless unnecessary dollars to have essentially people doing nothing. Yeah, this is one of the main reasons companies started to reset their workforce with mass layoffs. Yeah, I mean, this is what happened. Like a lot of people in like that TikTok craze where people were talking about this is what I do in tech, and they were just sitting around like looking at their phones on Twitter or on Facebook all day. Like that, yeah, a lot of people were doing nothing, right? IT talent shortage persists, so universities and boot camps have been attempting to turn out talent that's in line with the market needs. Companies have also had more options like hiring international. They better not with these H-1B visas. Technology moves at a rapid pace, so it's important to maintain an open mind to new ways of, all right, this is boilerplate stuff. So IT has always supported the business, but it's now a role of a partnership and a thought leader when it comes to succeeding in an increasingly tech-fueled business environment, right? So this is basically IT is not, it's going to be solving problems that make the business money or make the business stop losing money, right? And make them more secure, right? So this is going to be, IT will become a foundational aspect of strategic business operations, blending departments like marketing, finance, and HR. Boom. So this will blur with roles, responsibilities, traditionally managed like IT, like data security, process automation, and analytics, becoming collaborative with other departments. This will be interesting. I don't know how that really works, but that'll be fun, right? So newer roles will become more common, like AI integration specialist, AI ethics and compliance officer, digital transformation strategists, automation success managers. Yeesh. Waiting titles include help desk technician and network admin. I mean, this will be interesting, but I don't know about that. They're not going to get rid of help desk. Somebody needs to learn how to turn on and turn off a computer. Let's see. Enterprise organizations are actively seeking integrations with platforms like Salesforce, ServiceNow, and SAP. Yeah, I've had interviews for definitely the first two, where a lot of companies want Salesforce with their AI-driven platform, which isn't that special, but it's a good shot. And SAP is big data, big data. I think their SAP 2 HANA is big data stuff, right? Serverless Shift, yeah, I'm working that. Continuous need for integration engineers that have required IT departments to evolve, becoming stronger engineering partners and platform application developers for critical in-house systems like sales, marketing, and HR. Yeah, so they'll have software engineers who not only maintain but optimize system performance, so site reliability engineers, so ensuring a significant return on investment, right? So these will be good. So green tech, what is this going to be? From smaller model AIs, so just not burning up as much fuel. Biodegradable and recyclable packaging. Tech is necessarily becoming greener. I mean, I guess. This is basically just not burning up as much power. They're going to get this is a case for nuclear reactors. That's what I see this as. CIOs and other technical leaders will likely face more pressure to prove their sustainability and green plans. Yeah, reducing technical debt. Stop ordering too many cell phones. Stop having cell phone plans that are just going on and on for people that were fired years ago. And keep track of your budgets. That's what I see with that. In this turn, this will create an increasing demand for IT roles within infrastructure, systems engineering, and development. I think this is a good one. Go in the description, hit pocket it, and then keep this around because I think we're going to go back and look at this in a couple of weeks or months, probably in early January, and then we want to do another round, probably early February once the President-elect Trump is in office. And then probably after his first 100 days, right? So hiring might have a revival in 25. Yeah, it will. How much is to be determined. Okay. All right. So mass layoffs, dash hopes. While the U.S. job market has been steady, many workers are concerned about the economy. Hiring might be impacted with the incoming Trump administration. While we talk about all the fundamentals of the job market. Oh, hey, Sergino. Just saw you there. What's going on, brother? Hiring is definitely paused. Yes. One, we're in Q3/Q4. There are not a lot of hiring. I've had a handful of interviews, but a lot of people have their budget set or they don't have any time. And unless they absolutely need someone, they're not really doing something. They might bring on contract workers. That's definitely a possibility. But a lot of places are waiting till Q1 of 2025 to start hiring. So it expects hiring to continue at its current pace for the rest of 2024 and into the first few months of 2025. Not massive hiring, steady, cautious. Yeah, cautious hiring, niche skills, Kubernetes, Terraform, Ansible, Bicep. You want to learn all these different things, right? You want to get your NIST on. You want to learn the 853, your RMF, your AI package. You want to get your ISO 27001. And there's other for those things, check out what's his name, Professor Black Armor. No, shit. Oops, sorry. I think it's Professor Black Ops. I think that's it. He does a lot. His channel is like a bunch of like 1 hour, 2 hour reviews of NIST. Like he's like security. And he hits it like Brain Man. It's fun to watch. And it's good. It's good because a lot of stuff I didn't think about it in the type of perspective. And he talks about I'll actually add that to the description to his channel because I like it. And it's something good I can watch when I'm riding my bike in the morning and get a lot of this stuff in my head to really think about it in different ways. All right, so the bottom line. Recruiters, it might be wise to prepare for a potential hiring spree in the new year. Yes. And they're saying here, Q2, we'll start to see a slight pickup. By Q3, we will be in a pretty robust jobs market. So I think it's going to be Q1, there's going to be a pickup. They're going to see how it goes. And then Q3, we'll see another pickup, and then we'll see how it goes. All right. So just be aware. All right. Be aware. What the heck? All right. Let's go for it. All right. CFOs say tech talent. Oops. All right. So tech companies aren't this is let's take this as an article from a speech, right? So this is gosh. All right. So I was in Houston last week to attend. I was in Houston to attend several sessions of the annual Afrotech created by Blavity, a tech and digital media company founded by Morgan DeBond, who's the CEO, connects Black tech professionals and students with major companies across industries like networking, career opportunity, and panel discussions like AI and cybersecurity. During the CFO discussion about the evolving role of finance in the digital age, the topic of talent came up. I'm competing with everybody else for the tech talent. Yes. Maurice Kuykendall, CFO of Group Insurance at Prudential Financial, Fortune 500 company. FinTech people do need to have finance and actuarial skills. Yes, you need to understand what the balance sheet is. Honestly, you should take an accounting course if you need to. Yes, you need to have a diverse set of skills that are in your head. You don't need to be a master of them, but you need to have some ability to communicate with people in their domain so that you do not need to be started up from the ground level. Tools are moving so quickly, and the amount of data that we're trying to wrangle in order to get the financial outcomes means that I'm often looking for people across both worlds who got technical skills and financial skills. Yeah. And there's a room for that. FinOps is going to be a big thing. because they want to save money. They want to know what's costing money and what they can do to keep track of it and save money. Kuykendall also makes a point to communicate with to tech professionals. They teach me about what we're working on and what they've just learned. And in turn, I help them understand how the business actually makes money. Boom. That's it. You need to be able to communicate with these people, right? They're not just paying you to just come in and click buttons. CFO of retailer Everlane, Vince Adams, oversees tech team and likewise believes that harnessing data to get important insights is critical. Yeah, when it comes to AI applications, you have to make sure it's a tool that can create value. Yeah, the worst thing that can happen, and I've seen this before, is we get excited about something, bring it on, and we have this tool that we ultimately did not use, and it costs them money. That's the big thing. You need to find a use case for any of these tools. Making finance teams more technical savvy requires professional development opportunities and upskilling. Yeah, upskilling, reskilling. That's always it. Whenever there's an AI investment discussion, Erica Troutman, VP and CFO for data management at Wells Fargo, said it's her job to make sure it aligns with the overall company goals and gauge whether it will increase efficiency over time. It's important for tech professionals to have storytelling skills so that we can own that narrative for you and help with financial goals. Yeah, this is how Robert Smith keeps his company lean. His company does a lot more integrations and upgrades and stuff like that, but like a lot of it is like being as efficient as possible. Down to the licenses they have for Microsoft Windows, right? They keep track. Professionals might have more insight into tech, but years ago had limited knowledge of AI impacts. And so they're looking to talk with some of the top tech talent at Afrotech. Finance and insurance are among the top 5 industries for tech job postings. So I walked around the exhibit hall. Yeah, Google, Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, along with Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Chase, Bank of America, Goldman, Morgan Stanley. Yeah, they're looking for talent. They're going to be there. They're going to have 1 or 2 people from their office go there from the local office. And I guarantee all of these have offices in Houston that they can send 1 or 2 people from HR down. I would say, yeah, the places that I've had, the domains I've had interviews for would be automotive, banking, finance, commercial manufacturing, education, research, energy and infrastructure, government defense, healthcare, hotel and lodging, insurance, real estate, and general technology and IT. Right? Like those are the industries. And there's other industries that are out there too. Like think of all the areas of people activity. There's a lot of tech that's around there. It's not just like working for Google, right? But everybody wants to think it's just these, out of the fangs. All right. All right, let's go to the next one. This is just a simple PR thing, right? This is really basic. Okay. Motion recruitment, top 15 largest US IT staffing firms, release a tech salary guide. Click on that and you can go to it. I don't want to get too much data stuff. The tech job market, so signs of stabilization. IT unemployment rates have been below. And remember, this is November 21st. So the first article, I think, was from November 17th. A lot of these people are getting you prepared for the fact that they have stabilized, right? There are more tech job openings than 5 years ago. 70% of IT job seekers receiving multiple offers, but salary growth on average is flat with year over year only 1% increase. Okay, so they kind of figure out where the market is. They're kind of pivoting and trying to test. All right, so AI is actually expanding the IT workforce. Yes, I agree with that. I think that they're trying to figure out how they're going to really integrate it into the workforce, and that is where you're going to see AI become a real thing, and not just the GPT, but you're going to see how are you going to use machine learning? How are you going to use those LLMs in order to make your job better, make your environment more secure, automate certain things beyond just your deployments for any software or any applications, right? So, so 48% of organizations plan to add workers to an increase in AI investments compared to just 19% looking to downsize. Other industries and technologies like quantum computing, digital twins. What is that? Digital twins. And green tech are also seeing increased roles. But I might know it by a different name. But another significant workforce trend is that industries outside of tech have hired more IT workers in total this past year as they adopt digital innovations. Yeah, I remember sharing like a cattle wrangling company that wanted a cloud engineer because they were moving their website to the cloud and they wanted to make sure everything was going well, right? It was basically an e-commerce store, but they sold all sorts of ranch gear, cattle stuff, auctions. Like it was fascinating. But that type of stuff is out there. So IT skills shortages have resulted in an estimated 5.5 trillion in losses due to product delays. They need us. They need anybody who has these real skills. This is crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. So moving away from traditional criteria, tech companies take a skills-based approach. Boom, get that Kubernetes admin, get that solutions architect, get that GCP PCA, get your Terraforms, get your HashiCorp Vault, like get your certifications, practice, create your projects, update your repos, get ready. So even as remote work remains popular, more companies are requiring tech workers to return to the office. Yeah, the losers. The average time in the office has jumped from 1.1 days per week to 3.4. Only 10% of job postings now offer fully remote positions. Despite this, top tech candidates still have flexible choices, as 70% of tech job seekers are receiving multiple job offers. As we approach 2025, tech hiring managers and candidates are seeing notable shifts, while hiring is on the rise. 87% of tech professionals feel secure in their current roles, said the president of Motion Recruitment. So be quick to move on to top candidates, be flexible in total comp package, and base expectations on the current market, not past inflated figures. So, and be prepared to come in office for a higher starting salary. I think that's BS. I think this is, I think what they're, yeah. I think what you'll see is you will see a bifurcation of on-site versus hybrid versus remote. And you'll see, I've honestly seen higher salaries for remote because they want to attract the talent that they think works. And I've seen middle of the range, but I've seen on-site stuff. It's not blowing me away. The most they'll say is we're a family. We'll have a pizza party. And it's like, none of that appeals. All right. So let's see if their tech salary guide has something. Yeah, I'm not going to submit my email for that. Nope. But if you want to, create an email account and then, get it. But that's just going to give you, okay. This is another PR wire from DevOps.com. This is showing, all right, so platform provider for recruiting companies find that IT professionals specializing in areas like DevOps move into leadership. Specialization goes into leadership roles with organizations within 2 or 3 years. Do you want to get promoted up? This is an option. So, all right. And let's also find that engineers with degrees from top tier schools are promoted 22 times faster. Yeah, yeah, think top 50 schools, right? However, most engineers with college degrees are on par with one another by the 8th year of with their career, regardless of whether they have a degree or not. I agree. Like, it's a skill set, it's a relationship building, it's a communications and skills team situation, right? The people assume that because you have a degree from a prestigious school, you have an amount of prestige that's attached to you. Not necessarily true. But can you do the job? Can you get on the team? Does the team like working with you? That's the most important part. Not everybody wants to rise to the top of this hierarchy, and not everybody wants to play office politics games. I don't. On average, it takes 3 years for graduates from top tier schools to reach a senior position, compared to 5.3 years for graduates from other schools. That's not that big of a deal. If you want to go on that race, go ahead. I like the individual contributor level. The report also notes that senior engineers with no college degree are reaching senior positions in slightly more time, which suggests that by skipping 4 years of college altogether, they may attain those positions at a younger age. So they worked on their skills, got there faster. Boom. All right. 47% of the DevOps engineers tracked have no formal degrees. 47%. All right. So engineers might be promoted more often if they switch jobs. This is true. Engineers who work for startups get promoted 22% faster. If they work at larger companies, that's true, because there's too much bureaucracy, right? So you could move up to senior engineer much faster. Engineers, once they join an organization, tend to stay put rather than move from company to company. I think there's a split. I think there's some people that recognize that if you want to go up in salary, you might have to hop. And then some people like their job and they stick around. So salary increases tend to come at a slower rate compared to double-digit percentage gains that might be attained by taking a new job at another organization. Yeah, you really have to, if your organization is worth it, then that's it. So this is a little more, okay. So they created an AI platform that tracks 60 million employees, been hired by more than 80 million companies. Economic value of a college education tends to decline as individuals gain more hands-on experience in a field. Correct. I think initially a college degree is good for getting your foot in the door, so that if people like your college, right, or they know your college, or they're an alumnus of your college, then they'll say, oh, you went to Harvard, Yale, Georgetown. think of any of those. So it gives you like a slight advantage up the upfront, but over the long term, it looks good if they. I say, oh, another thing, it looks good if they do a round of layoffs. Some places will use it as a flag to remove a candidate, right, or to remove an employee, right? They just use it as an arbitrary filter. That's why. So I said earlier in a video I did probably 4 or 5 sessions ago that you might want to consider getting a degree from like something like WGU after the fact, after you get hired. That would be a reason why. So you can just say, I got this bachelor's, I knocked it out in 6 months. Boom. So I do have a degree, right? So just consider that in the long term. Um, Not every engineer aspires to be promoted to senior position. That's me. They might be content to fill a specific role as long as they earn enough to be comfortable. Yeah, that's me. I don't want to be at the top of the food heap. I don't want to deal with the C-suite. I don't want to be in, 4 2-hour meetings a day where I have to basically do my work and listen to people and answer questions. I have no desire for that. Regardless of career aspirations, overall demand for IT expertise continues to exceed the available supply. The demand for IT expertise continues to exceed the available supply, especially amongst DevOps engineers, right? So these roles in the age of AI are going to be expanded even more. This is what I'm saying. Get the skills up. Get the skills up. Okay, so the role, so it notes that the pool of AI engineers with AI and machine learning expertise has grown 27% from almost nothing to 10 years ago. Yeah, but I want to see what that actually consists of. I want to see what that means, right? These could be people who got just an intro level cert, or somebody who says, yeah, I've done Python, right? That's very basic stuff, right? I want to see what you can do with the guardrails. I want to see what you can do as training an LLM. I want to see what you can do as far as pipelining information in. Like, what can you set as far as indicators? Because I've created some stuff, but like there's brothers who are in my class who have made their own chat agents and AI assistants, right? What does that mean? All right, so this is another skill, right? So Kubernetes platform engineers earn 20% more than DevOps engineers. So if you've been getting your pods up, getting your worker nodes up, inspecting the health, you're looking good. And this is from November 18th, so this is only a couple days ago. All right. So platform engineers and DevOps engineers get a lot of attention. Both positions play crucial roles in software development operations, right? So these may offer particular advantages over their DevOps counterparts. So what are these advantages? You could use the KubeCareer State of the Kubernetes Job Market Report, Q3 2024. Kubernetes is only 10 years old, right? And it's still expanding. And every time I get an interview, this is always brought up. And they want to know that you know this, right? They want to know that you know how to establish this, that you know how to work with Docker, that you know how to set up any service mesh, that you know what you're doing. And then you could get your namespacing right, you could get your secrets managers right, like all these different things they want to know. Most popular positions for Q3 2024, software engineer, DevOps, platform engineer, site reliability, DevSecOps engineer. Now I'm one of these, and I'll tell you, KubeCareers scrapped through 8,700 jobs, filtering these down to a data set of 1,600 jobs in total. Of these, software engineers were the most popular. Yeah, they're just going to be. There's a lot more software engineering. They just need to have those, and the infrastructure jobs are coming up, but it just takes time for something like this to really mature. So 41% of these were software engineer positions, 11% were DevOps engineer roles, 9% of these were platform engineer roles. So you look at the DevOps, the DevOps engineer average salary about 110,000, max salary about 160,000. Platform engineer about 140,000 for the average, and the max salary about 195,000. That's pretty solid. So yeah, 120 to 168. Okay. Platform engineer 138 to 198. Yeah, that was about right on that estimate. Okay, so we find that the minimum salary is actually 18% higher. Wow. So you better learn how to get those workers going. Talk to Baron. Let's see. Platform engineer salaries have been a staggering 20%, have been 21% higher than DevOps engineer salaries. Because yeah, to be responsible for Kubernetes in your lab environment, in your dev, your test, and production, you've got to be airtight. You really can't have this going wrong. So it looks like platform engineering has more remote preference, which I think most people do. And 40% of the DevOps engineers DevOps jobs required in-office presence. 30% were remote, 20% hybrid. Um, yeah, I better start learning more Kubernetes. Geez, this is looking good. Yeah, so this is more of their look. This is more of their look. All right, this is more of their look. Yeah, so this is good to know that people are looking at platform engineering, basically, your Kubernetes, your Docker are more friendly, higher paying, more in demand. And I'm, did I say higher paying? I think you should know that. Yeah, higher paying. All right, so while both DevOps and platform engineering have advantages, platform engineer payers positions pay more, offer at least similar remote work, and are more hybrid friendly. Boom. Get out there and learn it. Get the CKA. All right, let's see. AI is shaping industries. This is gonna be Forbes. Ah, damn, I didn't. All right, what should we take away from this? We're in the first steps of an ongoing technology revolution. So it's relevant across all regions. These boilerplate stuff, man, I should read this and just chop it up. Um, AI-driven electronic design automation can deliver 10% improvement to performance, power, and area. I'm trying to get this is AI is going to be around. All right, they're going to use it for multiple things. That's what this is trying to say. Okay, AI agents. Yeah, this is a way that they're going to have AI agents manufacturing and working across different platforms. So think of how you have what Gemini, ChatGPT. What else? What else? What else? Claude, you'd have an agent that goes through all of them and then executes each one efficiently and works into 5 levels of spectrum of time. Yeah, this is basically an agent that goes to each AI and then gets information and tries to find you the best solution, which seems like a good way to eliminate or reduce hallucinations, which seem to make up about 10 to 30% of what they deliver. You really have to know what you're doing, or else you could deliver some BS to whoever is requesting it. All right. So level 5 AI agents, including fully autonomous surgeries and personalized medicine, may not become widespread until 2050. Okay, so most operate at level 2, level 3, which is what I was talking about, going to several of the current LLMs and getting information. Level 4, that might be military application to some degree, or business application of saving money. Level 5, that's what you're talking about, like automate, like road driving on the roads and stuff like that. That's pretty crazy. So how's this going to transform? Yeah. So this talked. Other challenges included context memory, vector databases, hallucinations. Yeah, this is the downsides of AI. Like it is not going to be as it's going to transform a lot, but it's not going to be the thing that wipes out jobs like we think it is. It's going to change it, but it's not going to wipe it out. My estimation is probably 20 to 50% of workers wind up having to use AI in some capacity. I do, but I do on my daily basis. History suggests that technological disruption typically increase GDP and create jobs. Yeah. And then they reduce demand for those older jobs or make them kind of outdated for certain ones. Yeah, so this is going to be okay. Good example is the semiconductor industry, which is resource constrained as far as capital expenditure and talent, particularly integrated circuits. Yeah, so that workforce probably couldn't make it, and it took a long time for them to really build up, and they outsourced it all to China pretty much. So to meet its current demand, AI could enable 70 designers to achieve the same output. Um, God, this is boring. I'm sorry. This is a lot of just like this is filler. This is back to. I would read this to get like a good idea of what AI is could do, but not that it's going to do. That's what I'll say. Like this is just it's overly wordy, but it's a good way to get an idea of what businesses want to do. That's how I'll pin it. All right. So companies are going to analyze what kind of impact will have on their existing applications and their technologies, right? And what barriers are going to be, and then their build versus buy strategy. Yeah, yeah, this will help them. That's a really good yeah. This is a good place to see it. This is what they're going to be using it for. All right, and then let's see. Major technology occurs. Last major phase brought us into the age of the internet. So what they're talking about is the wave of over estimating, and there's a rise of estimation of what AI was going to be. And we might have gotten to the point where we realize that it's not going to be exactly what we thought it was. So there's like a trough of disappointment. And at that point, they're going to see, let me see if I could, let me see if I can find a notepad or something. Uh, um, can I do this? Oops, nope. Nah, never mind. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, this is it. All right. The hype cycle, right? So something like AI, they think is going to be here. Oh my gosh. And they're going to think it's going to be the next big thing, but then it doesn't. And you have this trough of disillusionment, right? At a certain point, the slope of enlightenment comes along and they're like, oh, this is where we can actually use it. Right. So if you look at something like the internet, we also had something like this happen where people thought the internet was going to be the next big thing, especially back in that 90s dot-com bubble. And a lot of companies got wiped out. But some of them stuck around. Think of Amazon, right? They stuck around. They wound up revolutionizing with their cloud. Boom. So they figured out a way to stick around, how to build their business platforms and be good. And they solve a lot of problems. They also create other problems, but that's beside the point. So something like AI is going through this right now. I think we're right here at the peak of inflated expectations and starting down to realize, oh, there's going to be a lot of costs. And it might not deliver exactly what we want. So just be aware that not everything is going to be as great as you want. Let's go back to this. Okay, so platforms and services built on top of the internet, like Salesforce and Adobe. The second wave, yeah. The third wave, mobility and millions of applications. Yeah, this will be like your mobile apps. So AI is the mega tech disruption now, and it appears to be following a similar path and phases of the infrastructure, enterprise, and application. The cost. People are realizing it can do stuff, but it's going to cost. It's really going to cost, right? So we're at the beginning of the infrastructure wave, in the midst of an explosion, generate from high performance computing data centers. So they know that it's going to be here, but they're not really sure. All right, so given the speed of advancements of AI, it's possible these phases may unfold at a quicker rate. I agree, resulting in industries transforming even faster than the internet did. Yeah, yeah. So instead of finding out over 15 years that something is hot, this could be over the next 5 to 10. And they're really trying to move forward for it because they think long term it'll cause savings. I think it'll increase productivity more than anything. Savings, who knows? All right, so we're rounding down. So which tech hubs offer the most jobs? Now, all right, one, this is from Dice. This is just a last ditch. Man, I don't really like reading Dice because they have a bunch of boilerplate click ads. All right, so where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? All right, so back in the day, most of it was clustered in Seattle, Silicon Valley, New York. Thanks to the local investment, that's moved out. Yeah, so not all hubs are created the same. So DC will be a lot of biotech, a lot of government, government and healthcare, right? So others take advantage of migration from tech hubs like Texas will have an influx of professionals from California, and then which of these are enjoying significant growth? That's a different question. I want to know what they count as tech and I'd love to know what their metadata is for this. All right, so you can look at this and see October versus September, the negative versus the positive, right? And you're seeing there's the positives in DC, San Jose, Philadelphia, Austin, Phoenix, Denver, Minneapolis, and Columbus. So let's see. DC is going to be government stuff or defense contractors. New York, finance. Dallas, oil and gas, probably railroad. Atlanta, a lot of railroad, some media. Chicago, mercantile. San Jose, yeah, I'll get to Columbus. I know why that's happening. San Jose, that's your media, your traditional tech hubs. Seattle, some industry, some manufacturing. Boston, that's a surprise that they would lose in Boston. Boston has a pretty diverse area. They do a lot of fintech, a lot of pharmaceuticals and research. Los Angeles, media stuff, that makes sense. San Francisco, traditional media, that makes sense. Baltimore, a lot of logistics and transportation. I bet you that strike, that probably cost them. Philadelphia, that is interesting. I don't know this one. Austin, this is obvious. I mean, a lot of places have moved down there. And they've overwhelmed that city. I actually was considering going to Pflugerville for a while, but That did not pan out. So I am in the South, but not in the Texas South. Denver, yeah, Denver makes sense. There's a lot of companies that have hybrid places between. They have like a dual office between the West Coast and Denver. So there's a good international presence in Denver, and they can move a lot of different stuff east if they need to, as far as establishing more relationships. Houston, oil and gas. I mean, that's what I would suspect. Probably some banking and finance. Minneapolis. Ooh, I don't know. So Charlotte banking. So Columbus is opening a data center. There is it's in Azure. It's a Microsoft data center. And about a month or two ago, Microsoft announced that they were partnering with a local tech. So I think it's Ohio State. Is it Ohio State or is it University of Iowa? I can never remember which one's in Columbus. They have a tech startup in Columbus that they have partnered with Microsoft to open a data center and a cloud presence in Columbus. Because one, they have a lot of land. It's a lot of cheap land, and they got pretty decent power supply around there. So it's a good investment for them. And they don't have to necessarily compete with the other cloud providers for that area, but they can create a lot of jobs. So if you know guys who are doing plumbing, HVAC, electrical, that's going to be some good work setting up that data center for the next 2 years or so. But there's a lot of places to open them up over the next few years. And so this will go a little bit more into it. This is actually better than most articles I've seen over here. This is because Dice is normally like 5 sentences. And so yeah, so this will go into okay, type of job offerings, what the certifications are. This is pretty solid. Yeah, Atlanta's been known as a tech hub. I can see that. Okay, yeah, again, this will be in the description. Okay, so and then we'll go over this the job posting site that I love because the visualizations, man. I love this site. So last time we looked at it, I think there were 293,000 jobs that were posted. And about 70 something thousand that were in the stuff that Theo teaches. So I'm gonna expand these out. And okay, so these are the stuff that Theo's roughly teaching us around here. All right. No, not that. Jesus. Let me see. I want to make sure that I get them all. Get them all. All right. A little bit of this. A little solutions architecture. Not really. We're just doing this update. All right. GIS, health data. No. I did take a class on some of this stuff, but not really. Cloud, yeah. Application security, cloud security, IAM, information systems, network security. He hasn't done that. Some vulnerability. I mean, I'm gonna be generous. I'm not gonna be generous. All right, I'm not gonna be generous. None of this, but I've taken some extra classes on this. Some back end. Yeah, DevOps, DevSecOps. No, not really. Not really. Cloud networking, yeah. Wireless. QA, some. Okay, I think this would be accurate. All right. So this will update over time. Let's see what they said. This is based on the last 12 months, as you can see right here. Boom this up just a little bit. It cleared it all. Damn it. All right, so I'll just do AI, dev, DevOps, cloud. I'll do cybersecurity, SRE, QA. So I'm not dealing. Wait. I do want to get the networking stuff. I feel like that would be unfair. Why is this not? Oh, there we go. Cloud network. Oops. Cloud network. There we go. That's no, we don't do any product management. Okay. Yeah, you'll see this will update, but a lot of stuff will be updating over time. And again, this will go into what you need. What's wrong with Pflugerville? Freeman doesn't like Pflugerville. Wow. You want to be down there with the Becky's on 6th Street. Yeah, machine learning, C. So most of my stuff will be Python, DevOps. Yeah. This will go to the years of experience on the y-axis, average salary on the x-axis. Kubernetes, AWS, Docker, CI/CD pipeline, Azure, Linux, Terraform, SQL, Jenkins, Git. This is all the stuff I'm working with, right? And I don't know why is that software development over there? Oh, I checked dev. My apologies. Boom. Okay, there we go. So last time was about 70,000 jobs. Now it's about 82,000. So that means about 5,000 more jobs over this since the last time we checked. Okay. And I'll remove some of those. It'll update this over time. Um, but this is also in the job in the description. So take a look at this, get yourself an idea of what's actually cooking. But look at what you can get out there and the type of stuff you should be learning. As far as the cloud, Docker, Jenkins, Jira. Jira is just a ticketing system. You'll get a lot of exposure to this, and then well, this will be the last portion. We'll take a look at this. Rectangle select. No. All right, let's see the job locations so you can get an idea. All right. Yeah. Okay, so this is where you'll find these jobs, right? A lot of this is going to be clustered up into some places, especially on the East Coast. That Boston, Washington Metroplex down to, let's say, Virginia Beach. And then, Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte, Atlanta. You see where those clusters are overlapping? Boom. And then, the Houston, Austin, Dallas Triangle, Denver, a lot of stuff out here in Denver. Chicago has a lot. Columbus, Cleveland has a good amount. Twin Cities has some good amount. You're probably working at like Epic Systems over here. Then you have some stuff over here in what's this? Phoenix? Yeah, and then go over a little bit more. San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Bay Area, Seattle, Portland has a good amount. And you have some clustering over in Salt Lake. Ooh, 80,000? I don't know about that. All right, so 123 for senior security engineer. Man, that's senior security. Jesus. All right. Man, they better have something else out there. Cheap houses or something. Maybe get 5 wives or something along with it. I don't know. All right. All right, that's the state of the market. Skills, skills, skills. Increase hiring as we head into Q1 2025. Get your skills up. We got 6 weeks left before the end of the year. Enjoy your turkey, but get back to your desk. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to do something else in a couple days, but I appreciate your time and taking your time with this. Remember to like, hit subscribe, and share this amongst your friends. All right. Thank you. Bye.